Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sordward and Shielbert Spectacular Podcast, episode 14, and we got a doozy of this one. We're going to be getting the final reaction for Season 2 from the man himself, Jack. We're going to break down rules docs for Season 3, and then live, all four of us are going to be tiering the next draft for Season 3, so that's going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of stuff to talk about, and hopefully we'll get your feedback too of what you think. Was something overhyped? Was something bad? Whatever, you let us know. But I'm joined by Juan, head coach, Worcester Delibirds.
What's up?
80, head coach of the Denver Nine Tails.
Hey, how's it going?
And, as I said before, Jack, head coach, Tuscaloosa Talon Flames.
How's it going?
And saving the best for last, it's the two-time Boston Braviaries right here. All right, guys, so we'll jump right into it. Jack, you steamrolled through the season, made it to the finals. Unfortunately, we know what happened, but just your final reaction on the finals and a look back on your Season 2 performance as a whole.
MVP of the finals was confusion, I guess, but it was a good season. Unfortunately, couldn't close it out, but it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, I hate to win that way, but I mean, that's Pokemon, right? That's why you have status conditions. But, yeah, but does that make you want to come back a little bit hungrier next season? I know you're probably going to be relying more on your co-coach a little bit next season, but do you want to try to get back to the same routine, the same level of dominance?
Maybe Season 4, you'll see the return of me, but I want to focus more on school for the duration of Season 3, so I don't know if I'll have enough time.
But you're going to be helping your co-coach, Nick, right? That's what you said. You're going to be coaching him on the side and letting him do the battles.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what held you back.
Yeah.
That was the missing spice. All right, so Jack, virtual handshake.
I'm not. Maybe next time I see you, I'm not doing
This guy.
Virtual handshake.
Won't give me a handshake, won't congratulate me. Well fought battle, best of 3. And now I'm extending the virtual handy. And you won't do it.
Don't ever say it like that again, but that's so weird.
Pause on that.
All right. Jack, your green screen is horrible. But anyway, moving on, guys. Season 2. Dunsky, we finally got the last reaction from the runner-up himself, Jack, who walked away with that Zarude and Shiny Celebi code, so good for him. A couple of mythical Pokemon he can use for future seasons. And we're going into Season 3, so let's bring up the Season 3 rules doc that we looked over, and we're just going to go over some highlights of this real quick. All right. Just some key things real quick. So we are adding a new draft tier. We are basically splitting Gmax into 2 separate tiers, Gmax Plus and Gmax Minus. And the key difference of that is, as we know, not all Gmaxes are created equal and competitive. And once you get outside of maybe the top 10 Gmaxes, it starts getting pretty muddled, and then there's always a bottom handful that no one should ever really play unless you're crazy. So what we're doing is, for the people who pick those lesser Gmaxes, we're rewarding them with better low tier picks. So basically, if you pick a Gmax Plus Pokemon, it's the same tiering system as before. You get 1S, 1A, 3B, 4C. But if you pick a Gmax minus Pokemon, you get an additional B tier instead of a C tier. So you get an S and A, 4 Bs and 3 Cs to kind of make up for the competitive balance there. So I think that'll be interesting to see if, you know, people do that on purpose almost. Like maybe some of the ones we put in Gmax minus are still good enough that you want that extra B tier over the C tier. Like that could be interesting, a different level of play, but just kind of like creates this competitive balance. Next thing that we changed for this season, postseason, going to be the same sort of thing. Top 10 teams are going to make it to the final bracket, with the top 6 teams getting a bye week. So those like middle 4 teams have to duke it out that first round. But we're taking those 6 remaining teams, the bottom 6, and putting them in a separate bracket where the winner of that bracket is going to walk away with the number 1 overall pick for next week's draft. That way, even if you get knocked out at the end of the season and you can't vie for that championship, you still get to play a couple more weeks, you know, and there's still something on the line. And after that, it'll like kind of tear off, but you could still be like the 12th best team and then get the number 1 overall pick for next season. And maybe you learned enough this season that you can like utilize that for a new strategy. Going over battle rules, 6v6, level 50s, you know, no duplicate items, kind of similar. New thing, all Pokemon have to be either Galar bred or battle ready. So they have to have moveset abilities that they would know in Gen 8. This is another competitive balance thing. That way people can't be like, oh, I don't have Let's Go Pikachu. I can't get Teleport Soft Boiled Clefable. I can't get Teleport Slowbro, and this guy, you know, who has the game can. Some people haven't played since, you know, Gen 3, Gen 4, so they don't have all those like Skarmory with Roost and all that sort of stuff. So this just brings everyone to a competitive balance. You're not hunting for Pokemon that know specific moves that they can only learn in Gen 6 or something, you know, or event-only Pokemon. So that'll help with the competitive balance. Pokemon sharing the same national dex number cannot be registered in the same battle. So they can be on the same team. Depending on how the tier list shakes out, you could have both Indeedee on the same team. You could have Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales on the same team, but you cannot bring them to the same battle because they have the same Pokedex number. So you're kind of hindering yourself putting them on the same team, but it's still options that you have. You just can't have them in the same battle. Couple rules. Obviously, only your G-Max tier Pokemon is allowed to Dynamax. The move Rest is banned. That's to prevent stall. Baton Pass clause. This is to prevent the abuse of Baton Pass. But basically, you can only Baton Pass speed by itself or any other variation of stats. So you can't do speed plus attack. You can't Baton Pass those. And Sleep Clause, the opposing team, you can only put one of their Pokemon to sleep at a time, outside of random effects such as G-Max Befuddle from Butterfree. You're like, if you G-Max Befuddle, put a Pokemon to sleep, and then they swap it out and you Befuddle again and it puts it to sleep, you're not going to get penalized for that because that's a random, you know, you don't know what sort of stats is going to be inflicted on them. And I think that's all the key rules, unless you guys had anything else that you remembered that changed from the last couple seasons. No, yeah, so that's all the different stuff. I think overall it helps with competitive balance, splitting the G-Maxes into 2 separate tiers, doing the battle ready / Galar bred. I think all this is just going to help for competitive balance and allow all the coaches access to the same Pokemon, basically. All right, guys, rules are done. You know why we're here. We're here to do some frickin' tier listing. So let me bring this up. I'm going to be using our good old friend Tier Maker. So as we see here, we have 7 tiers to break down all the Pokemon into. We have Banned, G-Max Plus, Gmax minus, S, A, B, and C. So guys, we're gonna go through this relatively quickly. We got a lot of Pokemon to rank. So what I'm gonna kind of do just to facilitate this is we'll go in the Pokemon by Pokedex number basically. And if it's something that I think will be in a tier, I'll be like, okay, this should go in B tier. If you disagree with that, just speak up. Just be like, hey, I think this should be in A tier, and then we'll discuss it. If not, then I'll just put in B tier. If I get to one where I'm unsure, then I'll be like, oh, I'm not sure about this one, guys. What do you think? Is everyone in agreement for that? Just to facilitate.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Starting off, Gmax Venusaur. So I think this is a Gmax plus off the top. Everybody in agreements with that? Great. Sunsweeper, Gmax Vine Lash, great attack. Then we get to regular Venusaur. I think this is an A pick. Does anyone want to make a argument for anything else? Yeah, A. Again, Sunsweeper here. I don't think it's good enough to be an S, but it's definitely like the best Sunsweeper that you can get. All right, Gmax Charizard. I think this is another Gmax plus pick. Same vein as Venusaur. We kind of want both of them on Sun teams with solar power, and both of their Gmax moves are great. Regular Charizard, I feel like this is a B tier pick. Basically, you want to run heavy duty boots on it, which kind of reduces its potential, I think, in attacking, and it doesn't have the same sort of sweeping potential as Venusaur due to its typing, and Venusaur gets double speed in the sun. Do you guys feel like this should be higher, or?
I think B tier is good for it.
Yeah. What do you think, Juan?
Well, being biased, I think it's an S tier because that's my favorite Pokemon. But in all reality, though, yeah, it's B tier.
All right. We're not going to rank Wartortle. I don't know why it's here. All right. Same sort of vein, Gmax Blastoise. I think this is another plus. Again, Pure Water is a great typing. And Gmax Cannonade, again, it does 1/6 residual damage to all non-water types over 4 turns. So it's just a lot of damage. Everyone in agreement with that? All right. Gmax Butterfree. I think this one's a Gmax minus. Does anyone want to argue for a plus? Yeah, I mean, it's Butterfree, so its base stats are poor shit. And its Gmax move gives a random status, so it can't be relied upon very well. Although if you get that sleep all the time, it is great. But regular Butterfree, I think this is C tier. Again, double weakness to Stealth Rock, so what do you want? Put heavy duty boots on it. It gets access to Quiver Dance, but its base stats are really low. Yeah, Sleep Powder, I guess, but like, do you want to sash it? And again, you're opening yourself up to Stealth Rocks. What do you guys think?
I think for singles, yeah, it's a C tier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in doubles, you can argue it's a B tier Pokemon, but
I think in doubles it's A tier because it gets Rage Powder, Sleep Powder, and Pollen Puff, which are all really good. And Compound Eyes Hurricane is nice. All right. Oh, have we missed regular Blastoise? Okay, regular Blastoise, I think this is a B tier. Gmax Pikachu, this is a minus, right? I mean, regular Pikachu is C tier. I mean, you can throw a light ball on it, but you're not gonna do much. All right, now we get to some spicy stuff.
I like B tier for this.
Yeah,
one.
I think both Raichus are B tier. Yeah, like I think electric terrain really helps a Alolan Raichu, and I like all the coverage moves that regular Raichu gets. And pure electric is a pretty good typing, only weak to ground. So you can like do some stuff to get around that. You can air balloon, you can do a lot. Does everyone agree with those?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
All right, now we get to some tougher ones.
I think this is B tier.
B tier.
Yeah.
I can
Slush
go
Rush,
here.
and it's Steel Eyes. Good coverage offensively.
Yeah, I'll go with B tier. Juan, do you want to argue for anything other than B tier?
No, I think I agree.
I mean, I don't think a Hail team will be good, but I think this is probably your best offensive sweeper on a Hail team. So if you want to do it, regular /slash though, that's C tier. Okay, here's a tough one. So again, we're doing Galar Bred Battle Ready, which means you don't get access to teleport, you don't get access to soft boil, pure fairy typing, still gets magic guard. You can still do life orb things to like boost your attack a little bit, but taking the rest of that away, like if it had all that, it'd be S tier, right?
I think it's A, low A, high B.
I agree. Juan, where would you put it? Because I'm kind of the same thing.
I think it's more B tier.
B tier. Okay. I'm gonna put it here just in case we want to go back after we tier everything else. But I can agree with that. I think it's B tier. Like it still has its defensive utility, but it loses a lot from our battle ready rule. All right, Alolan Ninetales. I mean, this is the best Hail setter in the game. You get Aurora Veil, you get Moonblast. I think this is a solid A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular Ninetales, Sun Setter. I think it's B tier. I think if you're a weather setter, other than maybe like certain sand ones, you can't really drop below B tier because there's just so few of them. If you want to get them, you kind of want them A or B. Does anyone want to argue like C tier for Ninetales?
No.
All right, Wigglytuff. I think this is a C tier.
Yeah.
You can do a couple things with it, but like you could do like what doesn't it learn gravity this gen or something, but you got to set up with it is the problem. Sometimes you can't like promise that. Vileplume I think is also C tier. Like it's a way worse Venusaur. Alolan Dugtrio C tier. Like it gets Sand Force, but it's not the best sweeper for sand. Regular Dugtrio though, I think this is S tier. It's access to Arena Trap. You can Arena Trap with Choice Band. You can Arena Trap with with Focus Sash, depending on what you want to get rid of. But just it's the best trapper in the game, and I think that trapping abilities are really strong in singles because you can pick what you want a 1v1. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, Dugtrio's it's always giving me trouble in all Pokemon games, to be honest. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Shouldn't even rank this thing. For Alolan Persian, I like B tier. Fur Coat doubles its defense, so it can be, and it's pure Dark type, so it can kind of be a bulky like switch around. You know, you get Parting Shot, you get some things that you can play around with there. Are you guys good with that? All right, regular Persian though, you're C tier. Golduck I think is another C tier. It gets Swift Swim and it gets Cloud 9, but it's definitely on the lower end of Swift Swim abusers. All right, Arcanine. Doubles he's S, but singles I think he's more of a B tier. We haven't gone to like some of the broken Pokemon yet for S and A tier. Poliwrath I think is a B tier. Gets Swift Swim, has access to close combat now. So this is a better physical Swift Swim sweeper. Alakazam, okay, I think this is A tier. Do you guys want to argue for anything else? Alakazam.
Gen 1, he would have been S tier.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You would have been banned in Gen 1. You kidding me?
Yeah.
But,
No, I agree.
It's just so frail. He's like a glass
you
cannon.
can dash. You can. I mean, he has an amazing speed tier, though. You can Magic Guard, Life Orb, and just destroy things if they don't have a switch in. Great coverage moves. Sash if you're afraid of something trying to revenge it. And again, Magic Guard makes it so you're immune to Stealth Rock, you're immune to like poison and burn damage, so it's hard to like wear that out. G-Max Machamp, I think this is a minus. Regular Machamp, I mean, it gets no guard for, you know.
Yeah, B. I would say
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, I think it's B. Tentacruel, I think it's A or B. What do you guys think?
B.
B?
I would lean more towards B.
I just think there's better bulky water type Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, trash. Both Rapidashes are garbage.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Brand new Pokemon, Galarian Slowbro. If this thing gets its quick draw turn after turn, this thing is annoying. I think it's a solid B. It's got a unique typing. Its signature move, like, depends on the opponent's defense or special defense to always hit against whichever is weaker, which is nice. So you're always like maximize that damage, as long as the poison is a good type to hit with. Gets Regenerator as its hitting ability, so you can swap it in and out if you don't want to use quick draw. I think B is solid. Regular Slowbro. Again, if we were not doing battle ready, this thing would get Teleport, which would probably make it A tier. But really, all it has access to is being a bulky water type with Regenerator. Is that good enough to still be A tier?
No, I think it belongs in B.
Magneton, I'll just put on there C tier. I mean, you can do some stuff with it with Magnet Pole and Eviolite and stuff, so I think it's worth tiering, but I wouldn't expect anyone to really pick it unless they want it for a specific matchup.
It's not a Pokemon that's gonna scare you.
Yeah. We'll get to its evolution, though, which is scary.
Mm.
All right, Cloyster. So last season 1 in singles, we had it B tier. It's getting a lot more play in competitive singles, though. So do we want to make the case for moving it up to A tier? The problem is if it sets up, it's great. But even, like, if you can outspeed things, you can still outflinch them with King's Rock. So what do you guys think, A or B?
I still think it's a B tier.
All right, G-Max Gengar. I think just the fact that it's Gengar and its ability traps, its G-Max traps, gives it the plus. Are you guys good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Regular Gengar. This is another one that could be either A or B.
I will go a little. I will say A. I like Gengar a lot.
Yeah, I think other than maybe Dragapult, which is when we get to that eventually, is S tier. It's probably the best Ghost type.
Yeah, he hasn't lost. He hasn't. That's another one too. Like if this was Gen 1, he would be S tier easily.
Well, I mean, if we banned Alakazam. All right, Kingler. I think Kingler's a minus.
Yeah, and a regular one, I would say C.
Yeah. Alolan Exeggutor. Grass Dragon. Its abilities are pretty poor. I think it's a C tier.
Yeah.
Regular, though, I think is B tier. Grass Psychic is a good combo, and it gets Chlorophyll, so it can actually be like a pretty decent sweeper in the sun. All right, Alolan Marowak. This one's been doing damage in competitive singles. I kind of like it in A tier. Like, if this thing hits, if it has Thick Club, this thing, like, you're not switching into this Pokemon. This is like, if it wasn't for its low speed, this would be Dracovish levels of you cannot switch into this. So I think it's A. The only thing holding it back is low speed. Like, it's easy to revenge kill it if you can. Regular Marowak, though, you trash. All right, Hitmonlee. It gets Unburdened, but there are so many better fighting types that get Unburdened. I think it's still a C tier, and it doesn't get good coverage. Hitmonchan gets good coverage in the elemental punches, but it's overall weak. So I think that's a C tier. Lickitung.
D tier, yeah.
Do I even have to say its name? All right, Galarian Weezing.
Well,
It was A tier last time. I could see it going B tier though.
for singles, yeah, probably. I think it's more for
It's
doubles.
not just
It's
good like defensive core though. And it's
I
not
mean, yeah.
typing. Now, Jack, what do you think?
I had a B tier for mine.
B tier. Katie, what do you think? Wheezing, Galarian, A or B?
Here.
B tier? I can't hear you. You got a baby crying.
I always want to put it in A tier. I think it's a solid Pokemon to have on your team.
It could be one of those like low A's, high B's. So yeah, maybe put it up
We'll
there.
put it in A, and then we'll go back to that at the end. We'll relook at everything as a bigger picture. Chansey, this is S tier. This is like one of the better walls that you can get, especially with the lack of toxic distribution and everything. Anybody want to argue less than that?
No.
Mhm.
Speaking of toxic, C tier.
Oh, S tier. He did so good last season.
You played him in 2 matches. Doesn't mean he was so good. Kangaskhan, C tier.
Yeah, definitely.
King, C tier.
Tier.
All right, Starmie.
I feel that
see
one
B
is.
tier.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty decent water type.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of the better water types, but it's probably not busted enough to be A tier. C tier, C tier. Moving on up, I like Scyther as a B tier mon. It learns dual wing beat, which gets technician boosted, and its stab. It's pretty frightening. You can put an Eviolite on it to give it a little extra bulk, or heavy duty boots to ignore stealth rocks and other hazards. Are you guys in agreement with that?
For this generation, yeah.
Yeah.
Gen 1, it would
dual wing beat, like, makes it so good. Dual wing beat, U-turn. You know, it doesn't learn Roost this generation, unfortunately, so you can't have it like stick around through things. But all right, Pinsir.
see.
Here, there's just better bug types. Gyarados gets
I
mod.
like B.
Like
The
B.
potential to sweep is if it gets going, I don't
This
think
was
you can stop
Katie's
it.
like go-to. She in season 1, this is how she won most of her games were just Scarf, Gyarados, and Moxieing.
I don't know.
I just
mean,
think if you have an answer to it, like even like a decent electric type, you can
Yeah.
stop it. But
Yes.
if it gets going, it's really hard to stop because the Moxie boost adds up.
I almost want to put an A and then just see where it falls. You know what I mean?
yeah. Low A. To me, it's one of those low A's, high B's.
Yeah. Just like strong Pokemon with Moxie are scary. Tauros, welcome to C tier. Gmax Lapras. Getting too big.
Plus, yep.
Max Plus. I wonder if I can make this a little smaller. Just so I kind of help with that. Hopefully those watching can still see this relatively well, but this will just help me with doing stuff. Regular Lapras. What do you think?
I like it B.
C? What do you think, Juan?
Yeah, B.
I can go with B. Ditto, I think, is B tier.
hmm
It's situational, but it's Scarf Ditto just kills any setup Pokemon. Welcome to Gmax minus Eevee. All right, Vaporeon, I like as a B tier. It's a bulky water type, which always makes it good. Jolteon, I think, is also B tier. It's one of the faster Pokemon we have in the game right now. Very poor coverage, but good typing in pure electric. And again, it's one of the faster Pokemon we have. Flareon, however, it's not like the others. It gets C tier. All right, Gmax Snorlax.
Plus for sure.
Plus. Yeah, I was going with plus. Regular Snorlax.
I like
here.
Yeah, I like Snorlax. I mean, I had him last
You
season.
can do some different things. You can belly drum. You can curse set.
And his defense is pretty
Yeah,
damn high. So yeah.
high HP. All right, guys. C tier for Mewtwo. JK, welcome, Mewtwo. You are our first banned Pokemon. Welcome as well, the original Mewtwo, also being banned. Probably not broken, but nobody wants to try and guess every week what their opponent is bringing with you. Welcome to C tier Noctowl. Welcome to C tier Lantern. Welcome to C tier Xatu. Blossom. Oh man, so just C tier train. Okay, Azumarill. I like this in A tier.
Yeah, I agree.
Fairy water can get the ability huge power, or if you're running a belly drum set, you could go with Sap Sipper to give it immunity against grass types to try and trick some people. Yeah, but huge power belly drum, Aqua Jet, Play Rough, that's basically what you're looking for. C tier, you fake tree. All right, this kind of goes into my whole point where I think if you're a half-decent weather setter, you're automatically in B. Politoed is not a good singles Pokemon, but I think since it's one of the only 2 range setters, it still deserves B. Are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
Espeon, Magic Bounce, it's pure sight, solid. Umbreon, one of the best defensive cores in the game. Slowking, not as good as its cousin Slowbro. What do you guys think? Still gets Regenerator.
I think it's the C tier.
C, Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I just hate putting a Regenerator Pokemon in a low tier. Scary stuff. Welcome, Quagsire. Welcome, Wobbuffet.
Oh, come on, man. That's an S tier.
Okay. Oh, you could have had me. It does learn Shadow Tag. So, does that give it B tier?
No. I think it's C tier.
Dunsparce, however, S tier. What? No laughs on that? No one laughs at Dunsparce? Y'all jokes. Steelix.
Yeah.
All right. This score I think is A tier, even though it loses a lot this gen.
No, I think it's B.
You think it's B?
Yeah, I don't think it's as good.
I mean, it's not as good as last gen, but I think
I have to agree with Jack.
Plus the
technician, it's
quad weak to fire.
Yeah, but it has no other weaknesses.
I don't know. I don't think it's as good.
I have to agree with Jack. I think it's more of a B
It's better
tier.
than Gyarados. It's better than Weezing.
Yeah, I said they were all B though.
Katie, what do you think?
First one, I think it belongs in B.
Really? All right. Damn, that might be a steal for B. That hurts me. Okay, back to easy one. Shuckles C, Heracross B, Galarian Corsola, I think is A. You like it?
That's a wall. It's got cursed body, Eviolite. What's that move called that steals attack?
Strength Sap.
Exactly. Like, it's just Will-O-Wisp. It's just really annoying and hard to deal with. It's just a solid wall.
Yeah, but how does it win?
Stall.
Yeah, but we have a 20-minute timer. You can't stall.
You can stall.
No, that's S tier.
Juan, shut up. You took the poor mascot. Mantine, I think.
Yeah.
It's C tier. Well, it gets Swift Swim. Like, is it a
I don't know. I don't think
Swim
it's good.
Hurricanes in the rain? I think it might be B tier, Jack. What do you think? Doesn't it learn defog too, or is that's probably an old generation one? I don't think it learns.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it learns anymore. I think that was a move tutor. Katie, what do you think with Mantine?
I want to say B tier.
B.
Yeah.
Skarmory. I think it's B tier. If I'm not mistaken, it doesn't have access to Roost this generation. So that just takes away its longevity. Porygon 2, I mean, it's way better in doubles. Oh, almost forgot Kingdra. Kingdra is A tier. It's probably the best rain sweeper that we have now. Swift Swim, so I like that in A. Hitmontop. I like it better than its other Hitmon brothers. So I want to put it in B, but I could see it being C tier. What do you guys think?
Oh, Intimidate still comes in handy, even in
Intimidate,
singles. So
Technician.
I think it's B tier.
Blissey. Is it S or A tier? Like, it gets heavy duty boots now, which is actually what makes it good this generation. What do you guys think?
Leave it A for now.
A. You gotta start filling up that S tier though. Alright,
That'll come.
Tank. I think
There
it's
you go.
B tier.
Miltank for us. That damn
One
robot.
just wants to put the whole Pokedex in S tier.
I
think it's S tier.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it's fallen off this generation a little bit, but I think in pure power, it's deserving of S tier. Celebi, I think, is an A tier. It just doesn't get the coverage moves that you would want. Like, you get your stabs, and then that's about it. I'm not going to do Galarian Lanoon, but regular Lanoon is C tier. You can belly drum extreme speed. No, you're able to set it up. Ludicolo. What do you guys think? Another Swift Swim user.
I think C.
Yeah. Shiftry. I mean, it's worse than Ludicolo, so it has to be C. Pelipper, I think, is A. It's the best range setter in singles. Specs Pelipper with Weather Ball Hurricane is a force as well. Gardevoir. What do you guys think of Gardevoir? B tier?
Yeah.
I think both Shedinja and Ninjask are C tier.
I think Shedinja's B tier.
I think it's B tier.
Yeah. Especially singles. If you can lower the options your opponent has to deal with it, it just becomes unkillable.
But what's it doing?
Alright, its ability, you can only hit it with super
Yeah,
effective
I
moves,
know its
right?
ability
It can just
on
kill.
their part does.
Once it can't take damage, it can just kill the rest of the opponent.
But you realize Bug Ghost is weak to a lot of things.
It's weak to 5 things.
I think it's more than that. Rock,
Yeah, you want to put it in C tier, I'm gonna wipe you with it.
Dark.
I'll leave it there.
Ghost.
You can leave it there.
Yeah.
I'll take it in the draft. It'll be over.
Juan, do you want to break this tie? Like, you got to put boots on it, right? That's the thing, though. I mean, you could either lead off with it and do sash, or you gotta do boots. But even if you lead off with it and have sash, you're not gonna sweep anything. Like, if they have a coverage move, they're gonna beat you.
I think it's a late game threat.
Things I have not heard Shedinja called.
I think I don't know. I would leave it there, to be honest.
Xcloud, I kind of like.
I can't wait.
I like as B tier. I think Specs Boom Burst. Like, if your opponent doesn't have a Ghost type, this is something that can just like destroy things. I think that's a C tier for Sableye. C
Yeah.
tier for Smallwile.
Yeah.
Manectric C tier. Sharpedo, I think it's B tier. Like it gets speed boost, so you can like protect to get an automatic speed boost, but I don't think it has the power to really start sweeping after that, unless your opponent's team is already really weak. Wailord is C tier. Torkoal, I think, is A tier. Good defensive Pokemon, best sun setter in the game. And I like to have the best setter of a weather in the same tier as the best abuser of the weather. That way, like Pelipper and Kingdra are both in there. And, Venusaur and Torkoal are both in there. I think that's an important distinction. Trapinch actually sees play in some competitive. People have used it in Ubers, actually. So, I mean, it deserves to at least be tiered. I doubt anyone will use it. Flygon is solid B tier. Scar Flygon's a threat. Oh, hey, look, useless Pokemon. Just to waste my time clicking. Wish Cash, again. Crawdon, I think, is a B tier. It's a dangerous sweeper, Swords Dance, Aqua Jet, but again, it's kind of the same vein as a Alolan Marowak, where its speed holds it back. But if you can get out from under that or switch it in when your opponent's team is weak, it can definitely do some things. Are you guys okay with that one? Claydol, hello. Milotic. This is one of the better bulky water types. I like it in A tier. Gets competitive.
Gives speed control too with the Icy one.
Yeah, Icy Wind. I mean, it's not as great as in doubles.
But...
Clearly, I mean, if you want to try to do some moody shenanigans. Jirachi. I think Jirachi's S tier in a draft format. Just because you can try and Iron Head flinch things out. Solid at phase 100 and everything, so solid stats. Luxray, C tier or B tier?
I think it's better than the C tier Pokemon. I
Yeah,
don't like B.
I can see that. I think it's slightly better. Roserade I like as a B tier. Toxic spikes, regular spikes. It sets up hazards, Sludge Bomb, Leaf Storm. Pretty solid. Another C tier. Another C tier. Gastrodon was C tier in Season 1, and he was the Finals MVP.
Was he still toxic?
No, he does not. That's why
I don't think he's as good.
Drifblim, C tier. Lopunny, C tier. Skuntank, C tier. Bronzong. What do you guys think of Bronzong?
I would say C tier.
C? Do you concur, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucario, I think, is B tier. Hippowdon, I say, is A tier. It's a very good defensive Pokemon. A tier is getting a little thick. You might have to thin that out at the end. Drapion, this one's interesting. Only weak to ground types due to its poison dark typing. Gets knockoff when knockoff isn't widely distributed.
You could see low B.
Its abilities suck though, is the problem. It gets battle armor and sniper. What do you think, Juan? You like B?
I mean,
Yeah.
knockoff is just such a good move.
Toxicroak, I think, is B tier. Abomasnow. What do you guys think of Abomasnow? Probably C tier.
I'll go with C.
You go with B?
Yeah, I think I'd go maybe low B.
What do you think, Jack?
No, I think it's a C.
Yeah, so three C's. Weavile, I think, is a B tier. Fast, strong, icicle crash. Pretty sure it still gets knockoff this generation.
Nope.
What? Damn. Oh well, it's still fine. Magnezone. This is a A tier Pokemon. This thing will destroy. Steel Beam. Thunderbolt. Great Pokemon. All right, Licky Licky. What does this Pokemon even do? Does anyone know?
Not a clue.
I think just because it's I don't even know what the stats on this thing are. What do you think? C, B,
C.
C?
Let me look it up real quick. I'll get back.
Yeah, I have no idea what Licky Licky even does. All right, Rhyperior I think is a Pokemon. That's another like strong type. Tangrowth. This is a bulky wall. B. It doesn't get knockoff this gen.
Licky Licky should be a B tier.
B tier.
Yeah, it gets all the punch moves. It's got 95 both defenses, 110 HP, and 85 attack.
What's its abilities?
Its abilities are Oblivious, On Tempo, and Cloud9.
Yeah, so it's kind of crap. I think it's C tier.
I think it's stats. It's just a pretty solid wall, maybe.
Yeah, but it's pure normal typing, so it's not going to get stabbed on those elemental punches. Like, it doesn't have an ability it can abuse. I think C tier is correct after hearing all that. Alrighty. Togekiss. Is this an S tier or an A tier?
Yes, doesn't it just have the ability to sweep?
Yeah. I mean, Serene Grace is just a Serene Grace air slashes. Can just steal games. I think both of these are C tiers, Leafeon and Glaceon. I like Mamoswine as an A tier. Solid offensive rocker. Alright, this is S tier. Porygon Z.
Yeah.
With download, like it has crazy coverage moves. Like this is a sweeper right there. And pure normal is a good like defensive typing, so it's hard to like combat it. Delayed, I think is C tier. Dusknoir got an upgrade with Poltergeist, but I think it's still C tier. Frostlass, I think is C tier. Rotom Frost, I think is C tier. Rotom Heat, however, I think is S tier. This is like the worst. My mouse with the wheel is broken. Actually, I might be able to do it. I think this is B tier. There we go. I'm doing so much better now. This is C tier. I think Wash is A tier. Does anyone want to argue for S tier? Regular Rotom, C tier. Stoutland, I want to say C tier. Liepard is C tier. It loses a lot of its tricks from doubles. Musharna, same vein. Unpheasant, get out of here. Gigalith, even though I think Gigalith's a B tier.
Yeah.
And very strong, just defensive, offensive Pokemon. I mean, Swoobat. All right, here we go. Another S tier.
Yep.
Drill. Again, get the best sand user or setter with the best abuser. Conkeldurr. What do you guys think of Conkeldurr? It's S or A for me.
I want to say S.
S.
Yeah,
Agree with that. I think Guts Conkeldurr is a lot better in singles. Seismitoad, I think, is B tier. These guys are C tiers. Ooh. I think this is A tier. Venipede. What do you guys think? Speed boost and baton pass. This is probably like the best speed passer in the game. And with our baton pass rules, like you're only passing speed anyway. So.
Yep. A.
Yeah. And it's still a solid Pokemon by itself, but it gets banned from like OU and UU because of its baton pass. Like when baton pass is legal, they usually either ban baton pass or ban Venipede. I like B tier for Whimsicott. Loses a lot of its prankster shenanigans from doubles. Lilligant, don't freaking Basculin. All right, Crocodile. I think this is another A tier. Anger Point, Moxie. I think it also gets Intimidate, like great abilities, Dark Ground, good typing. All right, S tier. Don't even have to say it. Regular Darmanitan, I think, is B tier. Like, it's scary in the sun. Sheer Force, Life Orb in the sun, but... Or Choice Band in the sun, but I think it's fun otherwise. Maractus. Scrafty, I think, is C tier.
Yeah, it's singles for sure.
Yeah. Loses a little bit more. I mean, again, it has Intimidate. It has Moxie, but it doesn't have, like... Not the Gyarados level of Moxie. It's not the Crocodile level of Moxie. Sigalith, a Magic Guard user, but one of the worst ones. Cofagrigus. All right, here we go. Another G-Max. This one's in the minus category. I mean, garbage. Garbage. All right, Zeraora. Not Zeraora. Zoroark. Their names are very similar. Zoroark. So its signature ability Illusion makes it look like a Pokemon that's in your party other than it. So it's like a deception sort of thing. Pure Dark type, so solid typing. I think it gets some pretty solid coverage moves, and they actually buffed Illusion this gen because in past gens with Illusion, you could still see what your type was super effective against. So if you saw that your fighting and your fairy moves are super effective against it, well, then aren't you just going to click those? I think it might be B tier.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the shenanigans. And I think some people who aren't like expecting it could get outplayed by it. Another S tier, the same vein as Dugtrio, Shadow Tag. Competitive if you want to go with more of a proactive sweeper. Reuniclus. A tier's getting a little thick. What do you guys think? A or B? Gets Magic Guard, so you can put Life Orb on it. Doesn't have to worry about hazards. Slow, but high HP. High special attack.
Yeah, I think B.
B.
I mean A, my bad, sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, you gotta, like, explain yourself. Vanillix, I think, is B tier. Like, Scarf Vanillix is fine. Like, Spam Blizzard and Freeze Dry and all that. C tier. C tier. Amoonguss. I think this is A tier. Like, it's up there with the walls, but I don't think it's like some of the best walls we have. Like, it's not Chansey level, it's not Toxapex level that we've gone to. So I think it's A tier. Jellison, I think, is B tier. Another bulky water type. Galvantula. This is an interesting one. What do you guys think? A or B or C?
I think it's a little more B.
B?
I think it's a little B, yeah.
Yeah, compound eyes, like basically your thunders are 96% accurate or something crazy like that, so I think that's good. Ferrothorn, I think, is a S tier, speaking of like Great Walls. Leech Seed. It can still learn Knockoff, I believe, from an egg move. So, one of the better walls. Iron Barbs. You can do Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet if you just want to get a bunch of chip against all that. C tier for Kling Klang. C tier for Bio, however you pronounce that name. B tier for Chandelure. Just a scary sweeper. B tier for Axorus, another scary sweeper on the physical side. What you got for Beartic? C tier. C tier for Selgor. The Stunfisk, C tier. C tier for Mienshao. C tier for Druddigon. C tier for Golurk. Bisharp. A or B? Again, knockoffs in high demand. Solid typing, Dark Steel. Swords Dance, Sucker Punch.
I would say maybe low A. Yeah.
Say B.
You say B? What do you think, Jack?
I have a B tier.
B tier. All right, we'll put it. I'm gonna put it up here next to Clefable, but I think that's one. I mean, A is looking kind of thick right now, so I could see it staying in B tier, but I definitely think it's like a good B tier if that's where we end up keeping it. Bouffalont, hello. Braviary. It's got good coverage moves, but I think it's still a C tier at the end. Mandibuzz. I think it's A tier. What do you guys think?
It's bulky.
Yeah. It's like one of the best pivots in the game. Again, we might end up moving like these couple guys down to B tier if A tier keeps getting the... Hey, look, C tier.
Oh, what are you talking about? That should be banned.
It effectively will be, because no one will pick it. And if they do, I'm going to tell them, if someone tries to draft them and be like, oh, do you want to try again? I feel like you mistyped something. Was your autocorrect on? All right. Durant. I think it's B tier. Hydreigon is A tier. Volcarona, I think, is S tier. Heavy Duty Boots is huge for Volcarona. Cobalion, I think, is A tier. Okay, Terrakion, S or A?
A.
A?
Yeah.
I can see that. Virizion. Okay, so I think it's B tier based on its stats and typing and everything, but it's still a legendary, so does that make it worthy of A?
No, I think that all three of them are worse without the beat up.
Oh yeah,
deck.
for sure.
I think it's fine B tier because it's definitely not as good as the other two. I would both.
Okay, we got Reshiram and Zekrom game banned. We got Kyurem Black and White getting banned. All right, regular Kyurem I think is S tier. Like Specs Kyurem is a scary sweeper. Keldeo I think is also S tier. For the same reason, Specs Keldeo is good. Diggersby I like as B tier. Gets huge power, gets some good coverage moves. And Belly Drum huge power. Talonflame. Is this A or B?
A.
A. Kangoro. Meowstick. Doublade I think is B. Like it has really high attack. Really high attack. S or A for Aegislash?
I like S.
Yeah, I mean, it's fallen off this generation, but I definitely think it's still good. And it's got a very interesting typing. Aromatase, Slurpuff. Barnacle. Okay, Dryalgi or whatever the fuck this guy's name is. I always mispronounce it. B tier. Clawitzer. I think
I
that's
like B.
tier. Yeah. Heliolisk, I think, is B tier. I think most weather teams are going to want a Heliolisk on them. Sylveon, okay. A tier.
Yeah.
Halucha, A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Unburden is great. Like, you can do Power Earth, you can do Seeds if you have terrain setters. So Unburden Acrobatics is, like, good. And it can learn Swords Dance if you get the right switch in. Dedenne, Gudra, I think, is B tier. Klefki, I think, is C tier. Like, it's good, though, right? Is this B tier?
It's got Prankster, right?
Yeah, it's got Prankster.
I think it's interesting.
Very good typing, very steel.
Yeah, I think they bumped it up to B.
Trevenant, Gourgeist, Avalugg.
I think Avalug's B tier.
Really? Why?
It's got a very high defense statistic. Like, I think honestly the highest. It has iron defense, so you can set it up and then you can just sweep with body presses.
Well, it's pure ice type, which is pretty bad.
It tanks close combat. You give it heavy duty boots and it will resist. Which I think it's a really solid wall, and the body press is just super strong.
What do you think, Juan?
I agree with Jack. I think that should be up then B.
I don't think anybody will pick it. Decidueye, B tier.
Yeah.
Incineroar, I think, is B tier. Primarina, A tier.
Yeah.
C tier, C tier. All the Lycanroc sets. Like, is there a key enough difference to make these anything other than all C tier?
I don't know.
I think we're just gonna have Lycanroc be as one Pokemon. I'm not gonna worry about the different day-night sets. Unless there's a key difference I'm forgetting. Yeah. Maybe we should have them all in there. Alright, Wishy-Washy, Toxapex, S tier. One of the best walls in the game. Mudsdale, C tier. Araquanid. What do you guys think of Araquanid?
I go BC.
BC?
Yeah. Low B, high C.
I'll put in B for now. I like it in B. Alright, Flomantis. Gets Contrary Leap Storm. Bug Grass. No, it's Pure Grass, right? I think it's B tier. Shiinotic, C tier. Salazzle, I want to put in B tier. Beware, Serena, Comfy, Oranguru, Passimian, is that a B tier? Or is that a C tier?
Yeah, that's an interesting ability. So it's receiver, so can you technically give it like huge power?
Yeah. I'll put in
I
B
think-
tier.
Yeah, I think B is good.
Felicipod, C tier. Pilosand, C tier. C tier. C. Well, C or B tier for type null.
I think C is fine.
Yeah. All the Sylvalis we'll put in B tier. Turnator, C tier. C tier. Mimikyu, I think, is A tier.
I think it's S tier. I think it's one of the best sweepers. And Pokemon even banned it for singles as well.
Yeah, I think
Are you serious, right? Didn't they ban that? It's one of the
Yeah.
banned ones.
I would say S tier too.
Swords Dance, a free,
Hey,
like you get a free
and
protect.
this season, I beat Dracovish and Mimikyu on the same team, so I ain't afraid of no puppet. A tier for Como. These guys are banned. A tier or S tier for Necrozma.
I think it's fine, A tier.
Banned. Zeraora is S tier. I think it's, other than a Sordward, it's the fastest. Great coverage moves. Melmetal's banned. We announced that the other day. Meltan is C tier. Again, it's more of just a random trapper. All right. Rillaboom is
S
S tier.
tier.
Yep. Cinderace is also S tier. We're keeping regular Cinderace with Libero. Inteleon is B tier. Like, it's fast, but Reden, C tier. All right, G-Max Corviknight. This one's interesting. So is this a plus or a minus?
Doesn't it set up spikes?
No, it does defog. So it gets rid of hazards with its G-Max move. And screens and everything. Whether, like, it's a defog. Like, it's not great, right? The move isn't great.
Well, it's better than
But
everything
it's
else.
still Corviknight. So
Yeah.
you're getting a free Corviknight on your team. So is that worth it to be a plus? Katie, what do
Yeah.
you think instead of having a conversation?
What? That's for the baby.
What do you think about G-Max Corviknight? Is it a plus or a minus?
I almost want to say it's a plus.
Plus. Juan, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was leaning towards plus.
Yeah, I had it in season 1. Did fine for me.
You're right. Sorry to interrupt, but I gotta get going because
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That
sorry,
fantasy,
we're running a little long, but thanks. We're almost wrapping up, so I appreciate you being here for the first majority of it.
yeah, sure.
All
I
right.
have confidence that you guys will do well at the rest of them.
Yeah. All right. See you.
All right. Take care, guys.
See ya.
All right. Next, we got G-Max Orbeetle. This is a minus. Regular Orbeetle is a C. Devil's a C. Eldegoss is a C. Double's a C. All right. G-Max Dreadnought. Is this a plus or a minus? I think it's a plus. It sets up Stealth Rock. You can get Swift Swim. Regular Dreadnought, I think, is B. Boltund is C. G-Max Colossal, I think, is a plus. Not as great as in doubles, but it's still better than majority. I think regular Colossal is a C tier. I think the G-Max Apples are both minus. Flapple and Appleton. And I think they're both C tiers. Sandaconda, I think, is a minus. Regular Sandaconda, I think, is a C tier. C tier. Okay, Barraskewda. What do we think about Barraskewda? It got flip turn now.
You said it has what?
Flip turn.
Is that the water U-turn?
Yeah.
I think high BLA. I think it's Swiss swim too.
Yeah, Swift swim. Flip turn, liquidation, psychic fangs, close combat.
Pretty good combo.
What's that?
I like it. I think high BLA.
I'm gonna put it in A for now because I think it's basically the physical version of Kingdra. Like choice band flip turn, like you just keep flipping out until you can sweep something. All right, Toxtricity. What do you think?
Plus.
Plus? Regular Toxtricity, I think, is a B tier. Centiscorch is a minus. Regular Centiscorch, I think, is a C. Gravelog is a C. Poltegeist. Is this a B? Pretty solid with weak armor, gets strength sap. Gmax Hatterene. Is this a plus or is it a minus? What do you think, Jack?
I think it's a minus. I honestly don't think it's as good as it was in doubles.
Yeah, confusing one thing is different than confusing two.
And the trick room's not as good, right? So
Yeah, but in singles they do Sash Hatterene, but I guess you're not going to do that with Gmax. Alright, I'll put it in minus. I think it's a better minus.
I agree.
I think regular Hatterene is probably A tier. Again, I think it's the best trick room setter for singles.
You think it's better than Porygon 2?
For singles, because it can actually start sweeping things after you set up trick room.
I mean, Porygon gets Thunderbolt, Recovery, and Ice Beam. And Eviolite.
Hatterene actually gets stabbed and can kill things.
Alright.
We can look back at it.
Isn't P2 and C tier?
Yeah.
I think that's low.
You think Porygon 2 is low in C tier?
Yeah, I think it's got good bulk with Eviolite, and it's normal coverage, right? So only fighting hits are super effective.
Alright, I'll put it in B tier. I don't think that's out of the question. I think Gmax Grimmsnarl is a minus.
Definitely.
I think regular Grimmsnarl is A tier. Prankster screens are nice. It's got a good typing. Berserker, C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier, minus for Alcremie. Regular Alcremie is C tier. Oh, Obstagoon. I think Obstagoon's a B tier. Gets good coverage, knockoff. Phalanx, I think, is C tier. Encourage, I think, is B tier just because it's the only electric terrain setter. And it can be a good sweeper with a rising voltage. Frostmoth, I want to put in B tier. Just because of Quiver Dance. I mean, it's slower than Volcarona, but I mean, it's the next closest thing to Volcarona. C tier for Stonejourner. I think B tier for Ice Cube's fine. Female Indeedee, I think, is a B tier. I think male Indeedee might be an A tier. What do you think, Katie?
I think it's an A tier, not a B.
You think it's B, Jack? What do you think?
Which one? Indeed.
male.
I think that the psychic train is too good to be C tier.
No, B or A. Is what we're
Oh,
talking
B.
about
B. Sorry.
for male.
Yeah.
Because the male is better than the female in singles, because it has higher attack and speed.
Yeah.
All right, more Pico. Choice band's pretty good. I think B tier is fine for more Pico. Get some good coverage moves too.
Minus.
Minus, really? You don't like setting up steel stealth rocks?
No.
I think it's one of the better ones. I think that's C tier. Dracozolt. From power, it's A tier. What do you think?
I would say A.
Yeah, I get
If we're
behind.
putting this in A, then I want to start thinning some stuff out here. Right, I think we can agree Gyarados goes down. I think Hatterene can go down. Yeah, we'll look back at that. All right, Dracovish, S tier. C tiers for these guys. Unfortunately, you are not better than your cousins. I think this is a minus. Like, Duraludon's good, but I don't know, like, is Duraludon just a better overall Pokemon than Toxtricity? Because,
I think so.
yeah. Because, like, this is better than that.
I could see Toxicity being a minus if you want a little bit.
We'll take a look back at it, like I said, when we go back through everything. All right, regular Duraludon. Is it a B tier?
I think it's B or A.
Yeah, but A's pretty hefty already.
Yeah, I could get behind it being B, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say B.
All right, Dragapult S tier. And Eternatus, banned. All right, the G-Max versions of Urshifu are all banned. Both of them. And I think we're all in agreement that both forms of Urshifu are S tier. All right, what about Zarude? What do you think of Zarude? Is it A tier? Gets Power Whip. I think Darkest Lariat is its only like strong dark stab. Close combat, U-turn. Very bulky. Poor typing though. Could it be B tier, or due to its limited distribution, do we want to ban it?
That's what I have it as banned for now because not that many people have it. Oh, only 3 people in the league probably.
Yeah, I could see banning it, honestly.
All right, next we got G-Max Rillaboom. That's a plus. All right, G-Max Cinderace without Libero.
I think it's a minus.
I think it's a minus.
Yeah, I mean Libero is what makes Cinderace. And what does it have? Just what's the thing
G-Max
that powers it up when it's weakened? I feel like it's yeah. I don't think the base power move is gonna push it to plus.
All right. And you think this is a minus?
Yeah. It's like the only reason Cinderace is S tier is because Libero, right? So you're not even getting anything for picking G-Mac.
Swine, I think, is a B tier. It's a solid Eviolite rocker. I used it in Season 1. And it still has pretty decent attack. Like you can still do Earthquake and Ice Will Crash with it. Rhydon isn't bad, but it's C tier. Tangela, Eviolite Tangela. C tier?
Yeah.
Anything else that we're missing looking at this?
I
I don't notice anything.
don't believe so.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Here now. Banned. All right, so one last look at it if we want to make any changes. So in the plus, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in the plus. I think that's fair. And then we have 18 in the minus. Nothing from the minus we want to move up or down or anything.
No, I don't think so.
It looks solid.
Yeah. All right, now between the S and the A tiers, we have what, 4, 8, 11. So we got 26 S tiers. I think that's a solid number. And then we have 37 in the A tier, which again, I think is solid. Anything though that you feel like needs to be like flopped around?
No.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think Mimikyu could be A tier. Like, I ain't afraid of it, but I can understand that it's an annoying Pokemon for some people who are unprepared. You know, if you...
Especially if you don't have Mold Breaker, like it's literally a free Sword Stance.
Yeah, but even a Sword Dance Mimikyu isn't that strong. Like, unless it's hitting you for super effective. Like,
Let's do Shadow Sneak and stuff and play rough. I don't know. I just think it's.
yeah, because they try and do Shadow Sneak, but Shadow Sneak is a weak move to begin with. So, and
I think it's just still super strong.
I think it's more annoying than it is strong. But especially with the nerf to its ability. All right, okay, so we have these couple in B tier. Anything that we think should drop from A to B that would make those want to move up?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think without the buffs, I think Sylveon's better than Clefable.
Yeah, I agree.
Where does this guy go? Yeah, somewhere. All right, B and C. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 88 Pokemon in B tier.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Anything in C tier that we're like, ooh, maybe that should be B tier?
Only for me, maybe Phalanx, but I can understand why it's down there.
Yeah, it's only good if you no retreat.
Yeah. I don't know.
And even then, like, it's not the fastest thing, so it can be double hit by things or revenge killed pretty easily.
Yeah, I can see it.
One, two, I want to move a few things up to B, just to like mix up the numbers a bit.
Licky tongue.
All right, fine.
Or licky licky. Licky licky.
I'll move Licky Licky up.
Let's go, boys.
I think Braviary can be moved up. What do you think?
I don't know. What else is in here?
You want to move Serena up?
What do you think about Gastrodon? Because it doesn't. I don't know actually how good Storm Jin would be. Especially no toxic.
Yeah, no toxic. What about I mean, Ludicolo is not too bad, right? I think that could be a B tier. It's got good coverage moves. It can learn Weather Ball, Energy Ball, Giga Drain, Hydro Pump, Scald, Ice Beam.
Yeah, it's not bad. So where do we have the electric terrain setter? B tier?
Yeah, B tier.
All terrain setters are at least B, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I guess that's about it. All right, guys. Let's wake back up a little bit. We trudged through this. We broke down all the tiers. So drop a comment. Tell us if you think, you know, Hatterene should be Gmax plus, Cinderace should be Gmax plus, Toxicity should be Gmax minus. Tell us what you think of the S tiers. Tell us what you think of the A tiers. What do you think of our reasonings behind these as it comes to weather, terrain, different things? What do you think of me not remembering how to freaking pronounce? Where is this guy?
Trigalgy?
Yeah, Dragalgi. Yeah, this guy. Tell me how you think I should pronounce Dragalgi from now on, and I'll do it in an upcoming video. Again, guys, please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Check out the merch. This is your last week to get the Season 2 merch, and then Season 3 merch will be coming up. All new teams. This is your last week to get a couple of the teams that aren't coming back in Season 3. Next week, I'm going to be sitting down with a bunch of new coaches for Season 3. We're going to announce the draft order, and we're going to highlight all 16 teams for Season 3. So look forward to that. Guys, anything you want to add before we close out?
No.
No? Well, Katie, Jack, thanks for joining me. Till next time, keep battling from your two-time reigning champion. Peace.